welcome to my channel. Today we're going through the ABCs of horror, and this time we're up to the letter I. So stick with me and let's have a look at this one. Hi and welcome back. So this week we're on to the letter I, and to be honest, I was a bit of a tough letter for me to choose. There's a lot of different movies starting with I, like you've got the original It with Tim Curry, you've got the remake like It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, It Comes at Night, In the Earth, It Follows, lots of movies starting with the letter I. But I wanted to do something that isn't as well known. So what I chose was Island Zero. Now this one is from 2018, and I found this one on Tubi. Now I've seen it on there, I've been looking at it for a while, to be honest, as the poster and the movie actually really did intrigue me, and I thought, well, why not do it for the channel? So Island Zero came out in 2018, it's directed by Josh Garizzo. It stars Layla Robbins, Adam Wade McLaughlin, Terry Reeves, Matthew Wilkes, and many more. Now I will put out there spoilers, plot points ahead. If you haven't seen it, look it up on Tubi. At least it's available on Tubi in Australia. I don't know where else it's available in the world, but so the plot involves a small remote fishing community on an island in Maine. It finds itself cut off from the rest of the world after the ferry stops coming after a few trips. Soon the people start to vanish, and the terrified survivors realise that someone or something is hunting them. So that's the premise of the movie, and that's what I found really intriguing. The poster itself looked really cool, and you know, there was a little bit of the colour contrast to it, I guess, drew me in. I thought, wow, this one actually could be really good, and it does have its good points, it also has its bad, but it wasn't everything I was expecting it to be, or everything I'd hoped it to be. So it's a well-shot movie, and it does create a very, very intense sense of unease to start with, like the start of it, leading up to it, and probably 2/3 of the movie, it has a really nice way of showing like day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way up to Christmas Day. And it creates this really, really well done sense of unease for the most part. And it is throughout the film, like I said, probably about 2/3 of it, but it doesn't maintain it all the way. I did like the directing of it, the style, it was written really well, had a solid cast for, you know, primarily pretty much a low budget film with a lot of local actors in the area that we use. They were really good. The characters were fine. They were, you know, interesting enough. They had a little bit of backstory which they, you know, explore during the movie. So that was really well done. It had a really good idea behind it, and what was actually happening was quite a good idea. Some good gore scenes in it as well. Not as many as I would have liked, but enough to get you going through the movie. So if you like a little bit of, you know, graphic bodies just ripped apart or whatever, you've got that. And like I said, it was a good idea, but to be honest, the idea starts strong. It doesn't continue all the way through the movie because it loses momentum. It loses that sense of unease particularly when you find out where the monsters are, what they're doing. They try and throw a little bit of a curveball in there, a little bit of a conspiracy thing, which is interesting, but it doesn't sit well with the start of the film and the original, I guess, the feel of it. It kind of seems thrown in there to throw another curveball in, really. And that's one thing that derives from the entire pace of the movie. Now, the monsters themselves in the movie, like, I get that it's a low budget film, but Invisible Monsters, that's got to be the cheapest way to do a low budget film. Like, the only way they see the monsters, there are two ways. Firstly, they do it through an infrared camera, which is, yeah, it's a MacGuffin really, but it's there. Okay, so you can see the monsters. The design itself is kind of a bit iffy, to be honest. But yeah, it does take a low budget monster film to a whole new level by making them invisible. So there you have it. That's my review. For a rating, look, if the uneasiness, the sense of that I felt from it had went through the whole movie, this would have got a much higher rating, probably a 7.5. As it is, because it loses that momentum in that third act, and it just, the ending is very, well, for lack of a term, shit. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. But that is my review for Island Zero. Once again, you can catch this on Tubi, which is a free streaming service. You get a couple of ads through it, but it's free, and you know, what more can you ask for? Has a heap of good stuff on it too, so definitely recommend you checking out Tubi if you haven't already. So look, thank you very much for watching. Stick around next week because I will be doing another ABCs of Horror. Once again, hit that like button. I truly do appreciate it. And look, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.